Hey, what's up? This is Arjun from Sunset and the Rearview. I just wanted to kind of give this interview a little bit of an introduction. I interviewed Allan on July 21st. It was Monday. That's when the interview took place. It was on Google Hangout, but the video for that was kind of messed up, so I have the audio here. I think the interview went pretty well. We talked about a lot about the making of future memoirs, a lot about the St. Paul music scene, and a lot about the team Allan has sort of put together really organically as he's carried on with his career. And so, he was really nice. I'd like to thank him and his manager for setting it all up and agreeing to do it. I hope you enjoy. Thanks. Okay. So how's it going? Are you still in Canada?
Yeah. I'm in Toronto right now.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. You're working on music with the Standard?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday, as I tweeted about, it was the 1 year anniversary of Talk to Strangers.
Yeah.
So looking back on it, like, how do you feel about the project?
I don't know. I felt like when I look, I'm usually like very, I don't want to say impressed, but I'm usually surprised when I like look back at things and listen to them later than like right after I make them. You know what I mean? Like right after I make something, I'm usually on to the next thing. But with Talk to Strangers, it's like I didn't really fully appreciate it until like a few months after I made it. So that's usually how it is.
Yeah, is that because you're so like invested in the music that it's tough to like hear what's good and what's just like you just being like really into the music you're making?
Yeah.
So you made most of feature memoirs in LA. How is that process like? Did you have the songs written and you're just like recording in LA or what?
No, we like produced and wrote everything in LA pretty much.
So you just like went in for like a week or so and
yeah, like a week and a couple of days, and then I wrote everything. I made a lot of the beats, and Pat was there to like guide the process and like, teach me certain things. And I don't know, we just went in. He just rented this house in LA, in Los Feliz, if I'm not mistaken, like of the name. And I was there with DJ Caslow, and took like 1 or 2 days for me to get used to it, and then I just got used to like the energy and the vibe, and it just we just started making music. So there's like a couple of the tracks I had there like from right after I finished Talk to Strangers, and like 1 or 2 I did later, but like a bulk of the project was made there. Like most of the songs were finished there. And most of like the time that was actually spent on the project was actually just listening to it and mixing it and like figuring out how we want, all the messages to come across and whatnot. But the actual creation of the project didn't take that long at all. I would have to say at most, like, if I could like aggregate all the time that I spent on the project, it would be like a month at most.
So are you like a pretty fast writer, or like?
Yeah, usually when I make a song, I like finish the song like there, or else like I just don't come back to it. Like I'm usually pretty inspired when I start something to like finish it there. So I'll usually just go into the studio session and just try to get songs done, because I'll have like a lot of emotions at one time. And like sometimes I feel like if I'm in a session or I'm like creating and like I'm writing and then like I have to like go home and write, it's just like some of that like raw emotion that was there is like kind of gone a little bit. I just like to like write the whole song there, produce the whole song there, and just finish it and then come back to it later if it needs to be tweaked. So
And so will you like you'll actually write it down, or will you like freestyle and then like pick out the best parts of like the song as you freestyle?
I usually like start like over the past couple of months, like I kind of stopped writing down as much. I still write down. I just like using a pen and paper. Like I still write, but over the past couple of months, it's been a lot more freestyle stuff. Like a lot of my a lot of my hooks and stuff like that, my bridges will just be freestyle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But my verses, I usually, want to put a little bit more thought into them. So,
Do you have a favorite verse from the project?
um, my favorite verse from the project, and like favorite is like hard, right? When you talk about
Yeah.
music, 'cause there's like so
Yeah.
many elements. But my favorite verse from the project would right now would probably have to be context. The
Okay.
first verse, because like I don't know, it's like an explanation,
Yeah.
And I like tracks. I like tracks that explain things about artists or like life
Yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I really like the effects or like the background vocals or something you did like in the middle of the verse or something. Anyway,
Hey.
uh, and so can you talk about what playing Pat and uh, your Jonathan Caslow and Ben Hughes? Like, can you talk about like maybe meeting each of them and then how they've like influenced your career?
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ben Hughes I met when I was like 15. When we started shooting the videos together, and 15, 16, and then I decided that I wanted to like start doing my own videos, like editing my own videos and shooting them. And
Hmm.
so like we kind of stopped working because and like split our own separate ways, just because I wanted to take more hold of the visual aspect of how I represented myself and like kind of developed it so that it could be adequately portrayed for everybody. And so I just wanted to do that, and he was cool with that, and he went off and did his own thing. And then during that time, in those years of separation, like our careers kind of just manifested and grew, and then we just linked back up. And he really wanted to work, and he was like, "Hey, we haven't worked with each other in a while, and we both got a lot better, so like
Yeah.
some stuff." So then we did Evergreens um, and Souls. Pat, I met on the internet, on Twitter. That's how he found out about me when I was 17. Um, his effect on my career obviously like began before I met him. Just through listening through to everyone like Kanye, uh, Kid Cudi, of course, Drake, like everybody, everybody.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. That happened through Twitter. He sent me an email, and he just, long story short, he sent me an email. It's like kind of a long story, but
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Hey, I'm really impressed with your work, and I'm excited to like watch you grow, etc." That was like the gist of it, and we just been like friends ever since then. I went to go visit him in New York with Caslow, and I met Caslow the first time I met him, and we've just been cool and just kind of grew together.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so.
Um, can you talk about I really like Evergreens. Like it and it like I didn't even love it the first time I heard it. It's just like
Yeah,
grown on me so much.
yeah.
Maybe like actual Evergreens. But can you talk about writing the song? 'Cause it's like I mean the beat's so infectious and it's almost like it just makes you like want to dance. But
Yeah,
it's like in a weird way. Like it's not like a dance track. It's just like
yeah, definitely. Um, well, yeah, the thing behind that was like I got back from LA, and I was at a point in my life where I was just so focused on like the music, like writing, etc.
mhm,
And I was talking to Caslow, and he was just like, "Hey, like you need to learn how to take, you know what I mean? Like you need to learn how to lay back. That's a skill, like just like how creating is, like knowing how to just kick back and knowing how to relax, because
mhm,
that's just part of being a human being, and that'll affect your art and your music. Because then in turn you'll be able to like help other people relax and have fun too.
yeah,
So I just kind of started doing that and like just enjoying the things that I had worked for up to this point. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
sometimes like, you can get caught up in like trying to get the next step, the next thing, and you just
yeah,
gotta like enjoy your surroundings. So I just took time to enjoy my surroundings, and I made evergreens.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, can you talk about this like new school sort of movement that I feel like is just beginning with Kevin Abstract,
Yeah.
John Waltz, and
Yeah.
you. and I mean a few other people. Like, can you talk about that?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, that like just came together so smoothly and naturally. It's like
yeah,
everything that's coming together seems to be that way. You know, if you let it, if you don't force things and you just kind of let them uh, formulate how they're supposed to.
yeah,
Um, I've known of Kevin for a while through this blog called No Fillers, and
okay,
this
yeah,
writer named Tebs. He's the main writer of No Fillers, and he was actually knew about all of us separately. I don't know how, but he just knew about all of us separately, and through this blog, like we just kept. That's how I kept seeing him, and I don't know. I think I've like known him online for like 2, 3 years or something like that, and we like kind of talked, and then we just both got better. And same with John Waltz. Like I'd been seeing his name, and we just kind of kept talking more. And now we're like, it's like a thing. You know what I mean? It's like a
yeah,
community.
yeah.
So
And so with the rise of like the internet and social media and iPhones, whatever, the
yeah,
attention span of like music listeners has gone down. Does that
yeah,
do you consider that when you make music? Does that affect the way? I mean, because I mean, I guess you're in it, so you're part of it. So do
yeah.
you want to like
Yeah.
try to continually like surprise people within a single song?
Oh, definitely. Like I myself am like, I don't have a attention span either. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
pretty short. Like I've definitely been like I'm I don't like labeling it, but it's like I've definitely been labeled like ADHD like
yeah,
many times, like you know what I mean. But it's
yeah,
like that's just how certain people think. I don't even think it's what I mean. I think it's just a certain way of thinking, and I just think the newer generation just thinks that way now. You know,
yeah,
um, I don't like sitting and looking at the same thing for a long time. Like I don't like
yeah,
artists that keep doing the same thing. Like
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. So, okay. Does the, I mean, I presume Wavy is about a girl. Does that girl
yes,
know the song is about her?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Good. That's
I
good.
don't know. I don't know if she does. Um, I wouldn't know. That's that. But if I did know, that would defeat the whole purpose of the
I
song.
guess.
Because
I guess.
I'm talking about how you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I can't have communication.
Do
Yeah.
you do you
Hold on.
like make songs? Okay.
I'm doing that interview. I'm doing a live interview. Oh really? Yeah. Sunset in the Rearview. I'm sorry. I just had to let them know so that we. Yeah.
So, um, oh yeah. So, do you make songs about people in your life, and is it
Yeah.
like uncomfortable? I mean, obviously you do, but like, is it
Yeah.
uncomfortable when they like know about it or think it's about them, or like
Um.
even if you make a song like about you mentioned your mom a few times on the project,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean, it could be uncomfortable, but most of the reason why I'm writing it is because I'm not able to talk about the situation to
yeah,
anybody. So it's more uncomfortable holding it in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what's uncomfortable. Um, I would rather just express it in some way because
yeah,
I've been blessed with something that I'm able to do that with, like a channel that I'm able to do that, and some people aren't, and they get frustrated. So
yeah,
it's for me, it's always better to just let it out.
yeah. Okay. Can you talk about the standard is Spooky Black, Simon and Bobby Raps. They're all from St. Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like, how did you get together? And then what's this project all about?
Um, well, we got together a while ago. We've known each other for a minute. We're all from St. Paul.
Yeah.
And one day were all in the studio, and it just happened. Like we just made music, and it was really natural. Everybody just did something on the song. Like we all produce in our own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, even though uh, Spooky might not, be on the boards or anything, but we all have our own input on the music, and like it's like just like a big sauce of everything we like. It's like a big pot soup. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? It's hard to really describe exactly.
Yeah.
Um, how it happens, but we just all add to it,
Yeah.
and it becomes what it becomes.
Yeah. And can you talk about? I saw on iTunes where Future Memoirs is so cold
Yeah.
is that like your, and then you mentioned it a few times on social media. Like, what is so cold?
That's just St. Paul. You know, that's just the movement that's coming out of St. Paul right now. That's just
Okay.
us. That's just the image. You know what I mean? The sound right now is just so cold. That's the only way we know how to describe it. And that's the only way.
Alright.
You know, like whenever we make
Yeah.
music, even as the standard, and it's like something's cool, it's just like that's so cold.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And I don't know. It'll become whatever it becomes. But yeah.
And then the other song, my other favorite song. Well, let's talk about both of them. Okay, one's Positive. Can you talk about? You say you freestyle that on the track.
Yeah.
And was that like? Did you literally just like? Was that one take? I mean, it couldn't have been one take.
All of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So
yeah.
it's just-
I do that a lot. Like that's how I usually start my songs. Is
Okay.
I'm like, hey, let me go in and record, and you know what I mean. Now I do that a lot. Like I'll go in and be like, hey, let me go in and record, and then we'll take whatever we want to take. And that's what it was with that song. I was like, hey, Bobby, check this out. He produced the beat, and I just had the hook, and I kept saying it, and he was like, wow. And then I went in the booth, and I just put it down.
Yeah.
And kept it. It's like I tried to. We had the freestyle, and I like tried to like make it into like a real song and like put like hooks in it and like rewrite the verses, and I did that, and the freestyle was better. So we just kept the original track.
Okay, and then the other song is Observe.
Yeah.
Which is just like the beat's almost like Evergreens in that it's like really infectious and the hook's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess talk about that.
I made that one pretty quick, so it was like something that I felt like would wrap the project up nicely, you know, in terms of the package. Just like put a bow on it and kind of just describe what had been going on in my city, what had been going on with my career, and despite all of sometimes the self-doubting, and you know what I mean, like the negative things that come with it, I also wanted to express the confidence that I always try to carry with myself, and you know, the standard that I think I'm at as well, just to have an adequate representation and balance of who I am as a person. So.
And then another kind of interesting frequent collaborator of yours is Puisa. Yeah. I know they're from Minneapolis, but like, how do you start working on music with them?
I'm working a little bit on my next project with their main producer, Ryan Olsen.
Yeah.
So he's their main producer. So that's kind of how I got hooked up with them. I got introduced to their music by him, actually. Yeah. And it's just cool working with other genres of music and whatnot. It's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah. So it seems like your whole like career has happened really like organically, and you met the right people and you got the right team behind you. So what do you think is next after Future Memoirs and after the Standard project? Is there going to be? I mean, I'm guessing a full length. Allan Kingdom.
Yeah. Definitely an album in the fall is what I'm looking at. I can't really say too much about it now, but yeah, I have a lot of music done. I'm always making music, so that's not something that anyone will ever really have to worry about. You know, it'll always be there, always working on it, always doing something. So yeah.
And my last question is, do you think you're mediocre?
At times.
Yeah.
At times, you know. I think everybody has those moments.
Yeah.
But mainly from that song, the message that I wanted to, you know, portray is that strength comes in knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what real strength comes in, is knowing that you need to improve, etc. So it's, I don't know. It's kind of everything. Yes and no.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the whole interview. That's all my questions. Thanks for agreeing to do it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Also, thanks for all the support like you guys have been showing. It really means a lot.
Yeah,
You
of
guys are
course.
also one of the early supporters. So, yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
So
All right,
definitely.
all right, see ya.